A week ago on this program, we discussed claims by Mayor Sylvester Turner's campaign that the incumbent was being targeted by racial attacks from political opponents. Now, Tuesday, that narrative continued as the mayor described allegations of corrupt pay-to-play practices as nothing more than, quote, a dog whistle aimed at those inciting those with preconceived notions about African-American office holders. What happened next triggered both shock and bewilderment among even the most hardened political operatives. In a tweet aimed at Houston firefighters, Mayor Turner's press secretary, Mary Benton, wrote, quote, so if the fire union want to vote to, let's say, reinstate slavery and the city went to court to have it declared unconstitutional, would you be mad? Because that is how the system works when the law is at odds with a referendum, end quote. Now, critics, and there are many, were outraged at Benton's attempt to inject the abhorrent concept of slavery into a debate over Proposition B, a labor union's attempt to gain higher wages through voter approval. Question, was Benton's analogy legitimate or the kind of calculated dog whistle her boss, the mayor, has condemned? Charles Blain?
Completely the latter. It is the dog whistle that they are condemning. And this campaign and the administration continues to do this every chance they get. Whether it's the mayor accusing his opponents of dog whistle politics, which is signaling to his base that anyone who is against us is against you. Because none of the attacks that his opponents are lobbing towards him have anything to do with race. If you look at his campaign slogan, lift every voice, a lot of people aren't aware that that is also known as the Black National Anthem, sung in every black church from here to New Jersey. He is sending signals to his base that we are for you and anyone who opposes us and our administration is against you. And this attack by Mary Benton is even worse than so many of the things we've seen in the past. I mean, to inject slavery into the conversation about Prop B, I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And so I think what makes it most egregious about this entire situation is that, you know, I've seen kind of prejudice and racism in real life. The mayor certainly has during the era that he's grown up in, and I would venture to say that Mary has as well. So to argue that people who oppose you politically are racist simply because they don't like what you're doing, that's disgusting. And that's like the most gutter form of politics. And what they are trying to do is trying to win an election by accusing people of being racist, and that's absolutely horrible, and it devalues this entire election. So I really wish they would get focused and start talking about issues again.
Carmen, I want to hear your take on this.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think it's offensive. I think everybody agrees with that. But I actually think it speaks to how desperate they are with regards to the firefighters and Proposition B. I mean, this issue has been, every person in the community you talk to is aware of the issue and how Turner's on the wrong side of it. And so I think somebody woke up one day and realized just how bad this is going, and they're trying with all that they have to fix it or undo it. And I think that's what this tweet was. And we were actually talking off camera about whether this is Mary on her own or Sylvester's camp. I don't know. I know that Mary gets into personal issues on Twitter all the time. Whether it's her or it's him or it's both of them, it's offensive on the highest level.
Anthony, I want to hear your take on this because it's a fresh, and we've been talking about it a bunch, but this is the first time on the show. What's your take?
Well, I mean, you know, perception is reality when it comes to race. And I don't think anyone can say just because this man feels that this is a dog whistle that he's wrong for feeling that way, right? Until you actually walk in his shoes, till you actually have heard those dog whistles all your life, I don't think you have the right to say that he's wrong because he feels this is what it is. But on the other hand, it can be politics as well. I mean, we are in the era of race now. You know, everyone is playing the race card on both sides. You know, so I think that it could be also politics, but I still feel like when someone says that this feels like racism to them, then that's what it is to them.
Okay, Taylor, I'm going to go a little further on this. That's my producer. Taylor, I want to hear from Wayne Dolcefino. Real quick, what's your response on the dog whistle issue?
Look, I had a long conversation with Mary Benton after I posted on my Facebook page that race baiting doesn't work. And I appreciate feelings. You know, I've always been very sensitive to feelings, especially Tony's. But can I tell you something? This is an excuse, right? Most people in this country, I really believe, white, black, and Hispanic, have this growing sense that everyone that's trying to do all this whining about race is trying to make us believe something that most of us no longer believe. Most of us just believe that everyone is just the same. And for Sylvester Turner or any African-American politician to keep using this old race card from like 1960 just is ridiculous.
Okay, we're going to talk about, hold on. We're going to switch gears real quick.